Hi guys, so welcome to this video. So in this video, let's see how to do cabling for the part like which we have done in previous video. So if you have not watched the previous video, like how we have created this part and how we have assembled these parts, so kindly see the video and come back here so that it is very easy for you to understand. It's not a kind of creating a normal part, so we have to create these parts by like using the x-axis as a front axis. So yeah, guys, so let's start doing cabling for this part. So let's go for the applications. Let's go for the cabling here. So, okay. So before we routing our cables, so there are some parameters like as you can see here, every option is not disabled here. Like some more like are enabled here. So before creating our route for the cables, so before that we need to create harness for our part. Okay. So let's click on harness. So let's rename it. So I'm going to rename it as yeah harness one, and we have to select our template like MMNS parts variety ABS, or else you can also select this MMNS on part ABS. So I'm going to click on OK. Like after created your harness, you can see like a green color symbol here. It's showing like this harness part is active now. Okay. You can also see here like work harness is like we have renamed it as harness one, right? So it is showing like that. So after creating harness, you can also modify the harness by using this option. You can change if you're gonna use some different harness, you can also create harness and you can also modify which you are going to do for this assembly part while doing cabling. Okay. So the next we have to designate our components. So first I'm going to delete disable all these except this coordination system display. Okay, so we have to designate our options first. Okay, I'm there's a designation already here. Like I'll delete that and I'll tell you how I have imported this. Okay, so designation is nothing but we have to create whether it is an entry port for the cable, or it is a wire, or it is a round, or it's a flat surface. So we have to mention whether like how to designate our part. Whether like for some parts it may be auto designated. Okay, you can see here. For some part it may be auto designated here. So for designation you can also like see the exact part. You can see like output, input, holder. Like for this input over holder, how you will verify whether it is auto designated or not. So we should add another column here for the designation. So we need to go for this and we can go for the three columns. And here for this info, you need to go for cable info. And you can see the designation here. Like move inside and apply. As you can see here, it is imported here. You can also adjust the width of this. Okay, like if I update it is at 10, as you can see the width is increased. So I'm going on with the 7 itself, so it is okay for me. So then click on OK. So now you can see the designation table here. As you can see, there is nothing detected as an auto designated. So we have to designate for the entry and output parts. Like okay. So then I'm going to designate it and go for the designate option. After clicking that, you can see here we need to select assembly component for a connected definition. So I'm going to select this base part. Okay. After selecting this part, like we need to create a file name to read the connector parameters. You can also rename it, or I'm going to just click it as like a default thing. As you can see, it is taken the part name as a designation name. Okay. So here we need to select the entry port, right? So after clicking this entry port, you need to select one or more items. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to select this coordination system as our entry port, and I'm going to just click on OK. And it is nothing but there's a showing like pop-up window here, like enter internal length of the cable. So as you can see, this coordination system is placed on the top face of this like part. Okay, if you have created a cable, it will be created outside the surface. Okay, so for turning it inside, like we have to adjust some internal length for the cable. So here I'm going to add like a minimum value for that, so 0.2. Okay, so then you can click on OK. and then we need to verify whether what would be our port type. Like this port, like this will be flat port. Okay, you can also go for the round port or you can go for the wire. So for this circular we have already created an internal like a extrude cut, right? So for this part, like this will be the output. Okay, so output always will be the wire, where this entry port we can also select the round or we can also select the flat. So I'm going to select this as a flat type, and then I'm going to click on OK. Okay, so we have created our designation for this part, so we can click on done and done. Okay, so for this part we have created a designation for these two and this one output ports. Like yeah, we have to select this designation, right? So I'm going for the designate again, and yeah, I'm going to select this component, and I'm going to make it as a default name, and I entry ports, select this coordination system, and then click OK. And same also, we need to mention the internal length of the cable. So for this internal length, or you can also, like you can see here, this coordination system is on the top of the face, or else you can also mention the length of this hole which you have created. So I'm just going on like the same 0.2 here also. Okay, so then click on OK, and we need to select whether it is our wire or round or flat. As I said before, we need to select a wire for this, then done and done. Okay, for this part also we have created the input holder, and we need to create input holder for this part or this part. Okay, so I'm going to select this part. So go for the designate and select this component, and I'm going to make it as a default name. So as you can see, it is already exists. Okay, it will select another input name for that. Okay, like you can see input holder, and input holder. Like we have named same name for all these three parts. Okay, so because like we have created only one part and we have imported for three assemblies. Okay, so it will ask whether we need to create a same name for that. So it's very simple, guys. It will automatically taken as a like a default name. So as you can see in this top template, it is already taken as an input holder one. So we don't want to worry about that. Just click on OK and select the entry port. And I'm going to select this as my entry port, and then OK. And the internal length, as I'm going to enter the same as 0.2, which I have entered for the previous part. And then click it, and there's a wire, done and done. Like you can see the input holder is created here. Now I'm going to do the same for here also. Like go for the designate again, select this component, and let's click here. As input one also already exists, so it will be directly moved on input holder two. Click on OK, entry port, select this system, click on OK, and now here I am going to add the same value as 0.2, and then click on OK, and wire type, and done, and done. So now we have created our harness and we have created our designation parts also. So now you can see all these options got enabled now. Okay, so now we can directly go for cabling, but before that, like in piping option also, we need to assign some diameter for the pipe, right? So here also the same. So the name is different. Okay, the piping option, like there will be some name, like a different name for assigning those diameters, bend radius, something like. So for wiring also, like cabling also, you need to add the same like this. So for that, you need to go for this spools option. So the spools option is used for like adjusting the diameter or thickness of the cable or the bend radius or a density or the color for the pipe. Like you can create your own. Okay, so I'm going to create a new spool here, and we need to select whether it is a wire or something. So I'm going to use wire, or you can also select the cable, sheath, ribbon, quit. Okay, so I'm going to select this wire option, and I'm going to, like, we need to enter the spool name. Like you can also rename it by your own. So I'm going to rename it as spool one. Okay, and I'm going to click on tick option. As you can see, we have to select some parameters here. So for this, like it will be the common data which we have entered before, right? Okay, so there will be the spool name which you have created, and the name as a spool name, type whether it is a wire or not, and the minimum bend radius, thickness, unit, color. Okay, so unit, as you selected mm and spots, right, it will be constantly as a mm. So thickness, so we need to select or we need to enter the thickness value. As we created the pipe hole, like for the entry port and for the clip, like we have created a value of 5 mm for the diameter. So I'm going to click enter for this. So I'm going to enter a value of 5 mm as the thickness. And for the minimum bend radius, like I have seen most of my friends, so they will use this bend radius. Like if they are not have any, if they not got any bend radius value, directly they will multiply with 2 or 3 or something with the thickness value. So if you have a bend radius value, you can directly go on with that, like minimum bend radius. If you don't have a value, like I'll recommend you guys, like you can multiply with 4 times of the thickness. Okay, so I'm going to enter a value of 20. It's nothing but I'm multiplying the 5 with 4. Okay, so then you can also add a color for your cabling. Okay, so for that the colors need to be like installed before. Okay, so I'm going to enter this color, like I'm going to answer caps lock feature as blue. I don't know whether this cover is available for my drawings, so I'm just clicking on blue. And then, like I forgot to tell you guys, like if you are doing a cabling option, so you will, like if you are doing a cabling option with the exact dimensions or drawing which you are provided by your, like your, it may be your professor or it may be your manager. So if you're getting any like a drawing for the cabling, you will definitely got a value for the density of the wire. Okay, so for that you have not seen a density option here, so you can directly go for the view and you can go for the columns, and here you can see the density option. You can directly import that and apply and okay. Okay, and also you can add a density value here. So I don't have any value for the density, so I'm just going to leave this. So I'm just telling you, like whether you are having a density value, you can enter a value like this, or else if you're having any more values, you can directly go for the view and columns, and you can add all these things. Okay, like installation type, like color code or anything, like you can add here. Okay, so I'm just click on apply and then okay. So now we have created our spool and we have created our harness and we have designated our parts. So we can click on done. Okay guys, let's go for routing our cables. So at first, let's go for route cable. And now here you can see whether we need to create an individual wire or we need to create a cable or we need to create a group of wires, or it's nothing but like retrieve the cables, like whether we need to retrieve data from the cable or not. Okay, for our reference. Okay, so I'm going to select this individual wire, and as you can see, it is showing us to select an entry port or a location. So we need to select the from location. I'm going to click this coordination system, and now you can see our part is selected. So we have to select the two port. So I'm going to select this port as a two port, and then I'm going to apply it. Either you can cancel it and you can also open the route cables again, or else you can directly go for this wire and you can select this coordination system again and this again. Okay, so we have routed our second cable wire, and then I'm going to apply it, and then I'm going to create third one from here till here, and then apply and then cancel. So now we have created our wires. Okay, you can also view this option, like you can pick the cables, like which we have 5 mm diameter as a cable diameter we have provided, right? You can also view it. As you can see, it is correctly located on the hole which you have created. Okay, so I'm just going on with the sketch view as a pipeline view. So here I need to assign the dimension, like this cable is okay for me, like it can be bent and it can be directly go it to the inside. Okay, so for this pipeline I have to give like this from here till here, and by entering into this clip and this clip and then to this, and for this pipeline also I have to enter into this clip. Okay, so at first I'm going to edit this. Okay, after clicking that, you have to hold the right mouse click and then you can go for the insert location. Okay, you have to hold on the right click, guys, so then only this pop-up window will open. So then here you can see the location settings, like which we are going to provide for this piping option. So sorry, cabling option. So here You can see it is on, or you can use direction, or you can use offset from the point or offset from the previous. Okay, so I'm just moving on to the direction. You can click on any part edge. So I'm going to take this direction, so I'm going to click on this. As you can see, you can drag like this. Okay, so I'm going to drag this. You can add a value for this. Either I will add 150 here. It is going towards that direction, so I need to enter a minus value for this. Okay, like this minus 150. So then, okay, as you can see, our part is mounted like this. So we don't want our part to mount on like this direction. So either we can click this surface, as you can see on, either we can click this surface so that it will be moved toward downwards, or else guys don't need to worry about that. Just okay, just be like this, and then I'm going to create another another direction pattern for this. So for that, I'm going for the use direction. Now I'm going to use this direction. So I'm going to drag it like this, or else I can add a manual value here like 82. So it should be minus value. So minus 82. And then you can use we can directly merge with this axis. Okay. So for that, you need to hold on the right click, and you need to turn on this along axis. And after that, you can go for the next location. You can make it as an on, or else you can directly make on here. And then you can select this axis. As you can see, it is connected perfectly. So now, like we need to click on this axis also. For that, we need to verify whether the along axis is on. So then you can select this axis. As you can see, it's in a straight line. So yeah, this pipeline feature is okay for me. So I'm just clicking OK. Let's see whether this piping is good. Okay, yeah, it is fixed correctly as you can see in this diagram. Okay, I'm just going for the sketch view again. Now I'm going to make a line for this pipeline feature. So just clicking it, go for the insert location. Okay, so for this also, I'm going to extend this code into the straight line. So I'm going for the use direction. I'm going to click this direction, and you can drag like this, and you can add a value manually. So yeah, I'm going to add like 41.10. Okay. Either you can add any value. Don't think that your curve is bending. It's okay. It's okay. If you add another few more dimension, it will be adjust automatically. So I'm going to use another dimension, like a direction. I'm going to use this direction. I'm going to enter a value of minus 81.10. Okay. I'm doing this value like because previously I have done this, so I'm entering the same value which I have done before. You can also add manually by dragging it. Okay. So then I'm going to make it on, and I'm going to select long axis. And now, okay, before that I need to drag this little bit down. Okay, so I'm going for the use direction, and I'm going to turn off this along axis. And I'm going to select this direction, and you can drag like this. Here I'm going to add a value of 69.30. Yeah, that's fine for me. So then I'm going on with the long axis option. Let's check whether it is turned on. So then we can directly click on this axis, and as you can see, it is created. Okay. So then, yeah, I need some more dimensions here as a as a straight line. So I'm going to drag it like this, and then yeah, then let's click on OK. So finally, we have created this cabling feature. So even if you want to edit this, you can also like insert locations, use direction, and you can use this direction. You can drag like this. Okay, you can drag like this, or yeah, you can drag like this, and you can also add another direction like this from here to here. Yeah, you can also add like this. Okay, you can directly just click on OK. So now I- our piping feature is got completed. As you see here, it is overlapping with each other. So I'm just moving on with the previous thing. So I'm just okay. As you can see here, you can also edit this. Okay, edit this dimension. So instead of editing that, we can also directly delete this and we can continue with this new thing. Okay. Okay, I think even if we edit, we may have some problems. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this wire one, and then I'm going to reroute this cable. Okay, I'm just going with a single individual wire from here till here, and then apply and cancel. Okay. Okay. So that's all, guys. So this is how you can create cabling feature. Okay, let's try it in a different way. What if like just we have dragged like this? Either if we drag like this, it will be overlap on the other end. So I'm going to beat like this. So let's turn on this piping option. Sorry, this cabling feature. As thicken these pipelines. As you can see, it is looking good now. So yeah, let's close this, and we can, as you can see, this entire location that you have done here is viewing on this face. Okay, I'm going to hide this designation. Okay, so you can add some appearances for your part. So I can give some composite color, like yeah, yellow color for this base part, then click on OK. And for this output, uh, I can give this red color here. Okay, for the input, like yeah, I can give green color for this. But instead of going to this green, I can add some paint spray. Yeah, it is good. So same here. And for the clips, we need to add some different colors, so it should view like a good, right? So for this, can go for the fabric, and also like yeah, let's try this blue for this also. And for cabling, like we can add our own color for this, like we can go for like LED or liquor or rubber. Okay, let's give some black color for this entire pipeline. So that's all, guys. So if you want more videos related mechanical engineering or any other content, you can comment below. So I'll try to put videos based on Power BI tools as I'm working on that. So I'll put videos based on like what are all tools available in Power BI as a basic tutorial, and for individual tool as an individual videos. So I'll try to put as soon as possible, guys. So okay, guys, bye. Like we'll see you in next video. Bye.